Welcome back to another reaction to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 6. Last time we got introduced to the third year that we wanted to recruit, and Itadori did seem to hit it off pretty well with him. However, he got a call from his girlfriend, question mark? From the woman that was next to him, also third year. And that was seemingly a call that something went wrong. And Itadori is seen as an enemy. Now I assume that she also is in a fight, potentially with Panda. But we will have to see. I feel like this episode is going to be very action-packed.
支払えた。帰って何食おうかな。
Now my assumption was that maybe Panda would fight against them. It does not necessarily mean that it has to. It could still be a third party joining. Hmm.
でもでかい方がいいって言いましたよね。その戦わせるなら重い方がいいって。
Was that Blood Boy? Shozo? No. Should I know him? It doesn't look like Megumi. Manami? I forgot his name. Sorry. Oop. Oh no, maybe it is. You know, manipulating shadows. So it is, okay. So this was the whole idea that I more or less had whenever Sukuna? Wow, names. Whenever Badass wanted his power, his shadow power, or was like, hey, interesting, you have a lot more power than you showed, then maybe he can use the shadow to manipulate himself as well, because he was always able to get his creatures out. Then he was able to put items in and pull them out. So it was only a matter of time until he was able to go into shadows. So seemingly he's able to do that. Okay. I do not remember why they attacking here. I really don't remember. Was the idea, hey, Itadori is going to be with him and then we can go and more or less intrude? Because otherwise, if no one is in there, they have like a shield around that. Again, I'm assuming the woman is going to appear here and fight them.
Panda senpai, 本当に大丈夫ですか? これが原因で後で揉めたり。
Oh, maybe we didn't know the... There she is. Now I'm assuming she has like a force field power. Because they did say that there was some kind of force field around the office. Oh, wow. Wow, everything goes down because of Panda. Damn, because they don't know Manami, Megumi. One of the two. They don't know him, they don't know Itadori, because both of them are first years, but they do know Panda. So as soon as she saw Panda, she's like, oh, JJ... Are they called JJK? Jujutsu, no. The sorcery school is here at least.
頭の子パンダちゃんの手引きで侵入したってことは光線の人間ってことはゆうちゃんも光線の人
And that is
間
why she's calling...
金ちゃんが危ない
どうもと相談が
Which, as he was explaining, is the call of something bad is going on. That is really, you know, he got so much better at this. What? Excuse me? Excuse me? We can turn back time?
極限が吹っ飛ばされた。いや、パンダ先輩の話から察すると近づけなかったのか。
What did she do? What the fuck? So she threw it back, but she didn't reverse time. Panda still went forward. It was not a fully rejection. It just is whatever she touched got repelled away. Or got close. Oh. I've already marked Panda. Now the question is why he was here. We know Panda is here for quite a bit of time. Maybe that is whenever she marked him, or was it since her school days?
パンダちゃんにはマーキング済みだもんね
She does not seem very good at fighting, though. She doesn't seem very fast. She doesn't seem very fit or, you know, physically strong. It seems mostly her ability that is very good.
はかりのところに戻るつもりか。お待てキララ、俺たちは敵じゃない。はかりに頼み事があるだけだ。
信じらんない見損なったよパンダちゃん
あ、これ、俺もお前に近づけないやつだな。
I was wondering, why wouldn't he just run? He's most likely faster than her. But he can't get closer. Again, reminds me a little bit of Gojo. However, she did say that she marked Panda before, meaning that her ability seems to be the people she marked, she can control how far they are away. And she marked the dog, and supposedly also Shadow Boy.
近づけないのはキララさんも同じか。
I like that Panda's running on the spot. Meaning, though, that Nue should be able to get closer. The frog should be able to get closer. Now, the question is, if she marks one of the frogs, does she mark every frog?
キララさんに近づけないだけじゃない。
Oh, she threw him at the dog. I did not even see that animation. I only saw him being thrown. But he got thrown at the dog. So he got marked at some point. Now the question is, did he get marked because she marked the dog?
キララさんに近づけないだけじゃない。極限と離れられない。
When did she do that? I mean, on Panda, sure, but on our boy? Is this just her curse energy? She just more or less injected her curse energy into them and they're marked.
どういう術式だ。
It reminds me of Gachiakta, whenever he used the very defensive ability. Don't want to say too much. But it reminds me a little bit of that. She's able to, whoever she cursed or has a marked, she's able to fling them around. Now the question is, she can fling them back, so she can remove them from herself. It seems like it has a range, which, Panda can't get closer to than, like, let's say 3 meters. So it seems like that, the closer they are before she activates her ability, the further they get flown back, maybe the more power. And it seems like, but that I'm not sure, that she may be able to not freely control people, but she can pull two entities that are marked together. Because the wolf was marked, we saw before. He is marked, and she pulled him to the wolf. And that doesn't seem to have a range. Now, I don't know how this fight is going to go, because he seems to be able to warp in objects however he wants, which seems very strong. And Itadori is mostly physical fighter. He likes punching. I don't believe he has enough experience fighting, because this is the 3rd year. He's doing this whole fighting club the whole time. And he probably has a lot of experience fighting. Itadori, not as much as a sorcerer. He's only there for, I believe, like a year, maybe. Maybe even only half a year. Are you though?
キララさん、俺たちは今正確には高専側ではありません。東京が現状どうなっているか知ってますよね。
It is going to be hard to convince her, but couldn't she just walk? It seems like they would be pushed away from her.
各地で発生している結界も無関係じゃない。未曾有の呪術テロがあったんです。はかりさんの協力が必要なんです。
そっちが先に私たちをハブったんじゃ。自業自得でしょ。だ
から高専側じゃないって。上と何があったんですか。
保守派と揉めたんだ。
I mean, you did not really explain much, did you? You were like, oh, we are not with Jujutsu High. Says who? Instead of being like, we have a death warrant against us from Jujutsu High. We got expelled. Gojo is gone. The conservatives have taken over. And they want to, get rid of us all. Make it more believable than trust us. We are not with the good guys.
そんで保守派の保守ってのは何も規定に対してのスタンスの話だけじゃない。呪術とはこうあるべきみたいな思想があんだよ。釘先の術式なんかがわかりやすい。保守派好みの呪術らしい呪術だ。
Interesting bringing her up. We did hear that. I don't know if we heard that she died. I believe they didn't want to answer what happened to her. And I believe it's like, she's more or less on the brink. We can't really return her to the way she was. She's not waking up, kind of thing. But we never really got the confirmation she's dead. We will have to see. It is very interesting that she got brought up again, because normally there are a lot of different characters you could have brought up for, typical Jujutsu sorcery, the Shinigami one as example, or Shikigami, one of the two. Shikigami, I believe. But you brought up the one character that is awfully missing.
昔流行った呪いのビデオとかさ、 時代が進めば呪術だってニューテクと絡むことがある。それが術式にまで及ぶと保守派はうるせえのよ。
金ちゃんの術式はその典型だからね。上のバカどもそんなんだから負けんのよ。でもさ、あんたらは五条悟にいくらでも
See? You could have just spoken like that. I am also assuming that these two, they probably were pretty, or they had no problems with Gojo. I feel like Gojo would even support them somewhat. So, you know, I don't know when they disappeared exactly or got expelled or whatever they are. But I feel like Gojo would be like, yo, I like your abilities. You know how Gojo is. He's definitely, even just to spite the conservatives, he would be like, oh, yo, these guys are great.
ケツ吹いてもらえるじゃん。私らに頼る意味がわかんない。ってことは、頼ってきたのが嘘で、他に目的があるって考えるのが普通じゃない？
五条先生は封印されました。だから負けたんです。
Now, here's a problem. Here's a little problem. Now, by saying Gojo was sealed, it's like, okay, I see why you would need our help, and you are telling me that someone was able to essentially defeat Gojo, who is like the strongest sorcerer we know of in this time frame or time. And you want our help defeating whoever defeated him? I'm gonna take a rain check, you know. Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
ああ、信じてねえな。
Never really thought about that. Yeah, how should they believe? Tuna maybe can help, but he's an asshole. He doesn't help. He's not going to help. Ever. Unless it is beneficial. But otherwise, no, he's not going to help. Yeah, I don't know. They would need someone who could detect lies.
まあ、気持ちはわかるけど。
でもこの人は、はかりさんに一番近い人だ。ガット
Oh, right. I totally forgot fleeing hairs. I was like, what is this? Yeah, it's ReZero bunnies. To run away.
この人を説得できれば、はかりさんとの交渉が楽に進む。バックルックス
Wait a second. So they are marked as well. They have a little star symbol. I want to go back. We saw this the mark on Panda, but his mark, I believe, said something else. Imai. Why do I feel like these are Japanese words and I'm too stupid to understand Imai? Japanese surname. Meaning derived from kanji combining new water. New water. Okay. I'm assuming this means some kind of ability, some kind of effect. Because these one have access.
バックルックス角ルックス
Interesting. So her ability is reliant on these. So this seems like these two are connected. So maybe she can, between those two, she can pull and push. Wait a second. I assumed she had a force field that no one can enter. But what she probably has is she can mark two objects, individuals or whatever, and those two are connected, and she can manipulate those two objects or entities with one another. Pull those two together, push them apart. She is probably connected to Panda at the moment. That is why Panda can't get close to her. You know, he is connected to the wolf, and I guess the rabbits are connected to the door. So she can now push these rabbits away or pull them to the door or pull the door to the rabbits.
すごい量。何のつもりかな。私の術式は呪力にマーキングするから、式神は術師と同一に扱われる。
Which is interesting because they have, I assume, a different mark than he does.
このままだとさっきのワンコみたいに引き寄せられた自分の式神に押しつぶされて窒息するよ。
But why does a door have, or it is, I assume Acris and Gacris would be the combination, the link, but maybe the same word is the link. So the Shikigamis are Acris, he is Acris. Give us the. I mean, yeah, he can just dispel that.
パンダ先輩だとどうでした？
俺の次に可愛かった。
何に
What the fuck are you talking about?
近づけて何に近づけなかったか聞いてんですよ。
Oh, he's trying to find out how the power works. Again. So it's. I am assuming that he also has Acris as a mark. The door has Gacris. Now the question is, who else has that mark? And she maybe... Oh. I don't know. Is it just that she can only manipulate the two entities, pull them together? And if they get close to another mark, they can be repelled? Generally?
俺とそっちの2階は問題なく行けてた。キララとモニタールームの扉はダメだ。
パンダ先輩の体のどこかに星マークと名前がついてませんか？
え？あ、IMAI。
I am AI, okay.
俺もどこかに。
I do wonder his Acrix. Okay. And now I don't know if for him it's a special case because his Shikigamis are connected
ダ
to
ット
him.
と同じアクルックス。玉剣にもあるんだろうな。まだ何も分かりはしないが、ここは。わかりました。この術式の種は星座です。
そこまでならわかるやつはわかる。
モチーフの
Oh, that is why the star constellation.
星座は
He doesn't know the constellation.
南十字。
顔に出た。お互いにマジかって顔したな。私の術式のモチーフが南十字
So he was right, okay. I guess.
星だという確信
Oh. Okay.
はなかったんだ。けど私もマジかって顔しちゃった。確信を与えちゃった。このまま術式をカンパされればモニタールームに入られる。ここで足止めをする。
I don't know what the Southern Cross is going. So she can only have a specific amount of marks. It also seems like there are different type of marks, and she can manipulate different marks with one another, I guess. But Southern Cross, I believe, was like, was it not 5 stars? I believe it was, right? We know 4 at least.
旅膠着か。しかしマジで南十字だった。積み木にか。
I mean, it was a stupid guess. I assumed he would not know any real constellations.
感謝だな。でもこれ以上は何も知らん。つうか南十字座って4つじゃないのか。
Was it 4? I don't really know.
やっぱり
I suck at constellations anyway.
パンダ先輩とは近づける。先輩、南十字座って星4つですよね。
え、そりゃ十字だし。
そりゃそうなるよな。
Yeah, but is it not a middle star? Wasn't this the point?
キララさんの術式はそれぞれに南十字の星を割り振って適当な距離を取らせるものだと思ったんです。でもキララさんは扉に近づけるし、俺とパンダ先輩同士も近づける。
単純に俺たちの星とキララと扉の星が反発するようになってるとか。
So we also know Panda cannot approach Kirara. We don't know who he can approach.
だったらキララさんが今モニタールームに逃げ込まないのはおかしいですよ。
あ、そうか。内側で扉にべったりされたら積むもんな。じゃあこういうのはどうだ？ある星 A は他の星 B に近づけるが B からは A に近づけない。こんな感じでそれぞれの星には相性があって相性がいい星にのみ近づけるじゃんけん説。
Yes? But you were not able to enter the door. Wasn't this the point?
でも俺とパンダ先輩は近づいてもお互い自由に動けていますよね。
じゃあ違うか。
I do like his idea though.
ルートの決められたスタンプラリーみたいにそれぞれに近づける順番があるんじゃないでしょうか。そんで同じ星はくっつく。
なるほど。
Okay. You have to follow said road. Man, that is convoluted. And the question is, how can she
そん
enter?
で同じ星はくっつく。
Or can she just
な
override
るほど。でも
everything?
術師本人は術式対象外ってことはないか。
それはないです。本人も玉剣と距離取らされてました。今キララさんは俺たちが何かしら条件を満たして自分の目の届かないところでモニタールームに侵入されることを警戒している。
となると星は5つ以上だな。
はい。スタンプラリー説が正しかったとして、
Mm.
星4つなら俺かパンダ先輩はキララさんに近づけるはずなんで、間に5つ目の星があってそこを経由しないとキララさんと扉に近づけない。
6つ7つあったらどうする？
さすがにないと信じたいですね。十字で5つでも意味わかんないのに。
バレたな。
A fifth star. Now the question is who or what? And the question is, can the fifth star enter? If not, I feel like it's gonna be some kind of object. Let's check. Southern Cross number stars. It has 5 stars. I thought so. Okay.
なら攻めるでしょ。
Oh, she marked this one as well. So, what she can essentially do, she has 5 names for stars, and she can just put these anywhere she wants, I guess. She can have like multiple actrixes, multiple gacrixes, multiple Ginan, because otherwise she would not be able to do this.
パンダ先輩。
大丈夫だ。問題ない。
Okay.
星を探せ。
投げちゃダメですよ。
just going to flow back at you.
先輩と同じ2枚の星を車につけたんです。俺と玉剣の時みたいに投げても戻ってくるか引っ張られますよ。星をつけるには多分対象に触れなければならない。でも俺もだってキララさんに触れられてない。触れられたのは玉剣だけ。つまりキララさんは物ではなく磁力に星をつけてる。車のようなものに星をつけ。
Which is interesting. Because the assumption is that Maki doesn't have curse energy anymore. So she would not be able to be tagged anymore.
あらかじめ誰かしらの磁力を込めなければならないんじゃないのか。
She may also be able to transfer through object.
やっぱりだ。車からキララさん以外の磁力の残影。術式範囲が広くないのであれば、もう一つの星の残影も。
What's the fuck? Oh. She, okay. Which is interesting. She concentrates on Panda. Oh, why? Why Panda? He seems to be very focused. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Get rid of one of them first. But it also means that the third star is probably, or the last star is probably somewhere on this roof.
あった。5つ目の星。俺たち3人以外の。
Really?
あった。5つ目の星。俺たち3人以外の残影はもう見当たらない。キララさんはすでに自分の磁力に星をつけていて、物に俺と同じアクルックスの星をつけるために自身の磁力は使えないから。さっきの。
What the fuck are you talking about? I don't see any more from someone other than us.
残影はもう見当たらない。キララさんはすでに自分の磁力に星をつけていて、物に俺と同じアクルックスの星をつけるために自身の磁力は。 真の磁力は使えないから、さっきの車のように。
What the fuck are you talking about? Mark their own cursed energy, so they can't use their own cursed energy to my objects with the same Acrylic star? Sure, whatever. I don't know. She can't mark stuff to attack him. But Panda. For some reason.
に物は飛ばせない。
Okay, interesting.
あれに触れればキララさんに近づける。
伏黒の仮説は正しい。キララの術式ラブランデブーは南十字座をモチーフ。
Okay.
とし5つの星。
Now, here's the problem. Why do we have a voiceover that explains this stuff?
を対象の磁力に割り振る。星が別の星に接近するには定められた順序を守らねばならず、同じ星同士は一方に引き寄せられる。
He's so fast.
伏黒の仮説は正しい。キララの術式ラブランデブーは南十字節。
飛ばせない。あれに触れればキララさんに近づける。
I guess she uses the coins to pull herself?
の星を対象の磁力に割り振る。星が別の星に接近するには定められた順序を守らねばならず、同じ星同士は一方に引き寄せられる。
君すごいじゃん。マジで私の術式のこと分かってるんだ。
パンダ先輩。
Oh. Does Does he want to throw the rabbit at the marking so he gets the extra stars? Okay.
順序とは星座の奥行き。平面的に見える星座にも当然奥行きがあり、地球からの距離はそれぞれ異なる。
Okay. So we are now at Mimosa. We have to get Ginan and then Gekru.
でも物分かりが良すぎてもう物は飛ばせないって決めつけてたんじゃない？私の呪力についた星ギナを外して君と同じアクルックスの星をつければいいだけじゃん。
I guess the same mark stays, even though he touched the other one.
そうか、あの子まだ一度もワンコの式紙を解除してなかったんだ。同じ星同士どっちが引かれるかも見破られた。自分と式紙の間に壁を挟んで引き寄せられる式紙を壁に突っかけておく。そして私が戦場に立ったらワンコを放つ。ラブランデブー解除。
話聞いてください。
So she cancelled her ability. I guess that stops everything, but all the stuff that already got thrown at him still flew at him. Now, the idea is solid. I feel like if you need to explain it like 3 times, it's not a very digestible idea. Especially because some of the rules are still a little bit not ideal. It's like, okay, you need to, his idea is you need to stamp rally, you need to more or less get all of these, you need to touch all the stars so you can enter the last door or something like that. But it doesn't really change yours. Maybe she explains how exactly it works. I did not really like the explanation from, you know, the narrator. Because, you know, it explained more or less what the other one was doing, saying.
君、本当に今の狙ったの？ワンコと君、どっちが引っ張られるかなんて分かんないじゃん。
そこは賭けでしたが今分かりました。呪力出力が高い方に引っ張られますよね。初めは俺が玉剣に引っ張られたのに、キララさんの攻撃をガードしようと呪力で強化した今回、結果が逆になった。
君1年
Okay. Now, a little bit hard to tell, but okay, totally makes sense.
生？本当可愛げな。
And essentially, it doesn't really matter how the ability works, as long as we get the gist of it.
お願いします。時間がありません。話を聞いてく。
I mean, you are not really talking. You're just, you know, doing anything but explaining.
ください。
分かったよ。
虎杖。シグロ、パンダ先輩。手出すなよ。
This ability is easier to understand.
なめるじゃねえか。
モロ。
I see what is going on. Not a fan of this kind of It seems like Itadori is not going to fight back. He's just going to try to convince him. By the way, how did these two get up here? They were down there. Never mind. I'm assuming that he's going to be the punching bag. He's trying to explain, but he's not really going to fight back.
こんなガキさっきから避ける気がねえ。行かれてんな。
これは渋谷での戦いとは違う。はかり先輩に俺を認めさせるためのいわば儀式だ。もう避けねえ。反撃もしねえ。この人が折れるまで。
面白い話は聞いてやる。お前が立ってるじゃな。
金ちゃん、この子たち金ちゃんに助けてほしいんだって。
I feel like he's not going to listen at this point. But yeah, I do not like this idea, this trope of just being a punching bag
話を聞いてあげて。
to win respect or whatever.
今聞くっつったろ。なあ虎杖、なんで俺だよ。俺たち初対面だよな。なんで俺を頼る。
I don't even know if Itadori has an idea why. He got sent here and was like, yo, go and convince him.
先輩たちがあんたは強いと言ったからだ。
だと思ったよ。術師が術師にするお願いは一緒に命を懸けてくださいが前提だろうが。てめえは俺に命を懸けさせるだけの熱を今ここで伝えなきゃなんねえんだよ。それを言うにことがいて人に言われてきましただ。やがのそう何してんだよ。こういうヘタレが間引いとけや。
Was Yaga not the chief of their school? Ooh.
俺に熱なんてねえよ。
ああ。
俺は部品だ。術師が呪いを払うため、払い続けるための部品。
おいおいおい、マジかお前。超つまんねえじゃん。
やばい、虎杖もういい。
I also feel like Itadori had. The whole idea was, hey, he wanted to do more good than he did, that Sukuna would do bad. He had a big setback, but still the idea seems somewhat okay. But I guess he doesn't have anything like that anymore. I mean, he still has the, the last words of his grandpa. So I feel like that is still somewhere deep within him.
見てえだろ。五条さんが言うにはな、俺の磁力は他のやつよりざらついてるらしいぞ。死んだか。おいパンダ、おうウニ頭、さっさと虎杖連れてうせろ。二度と。ノーガードで3発だぞ。その前にもしこたま殴った。何せいだよお前は。
俺は部品だ。部品には役割があるんだろう。呪いを払い続ける俺の役割、それにはかり先輩が必要だっていうのなら、あんたが首を縦に振るまでつきまとう。先輩、あんたの役割は何だ。
こいつ、これが部品の熱かよ。いいぜ、何発でも。
金ちゃん、 くなってるんじゃない？
熱に嘘はつけねえ。お前ら降りてこい。取引だ。
解決納得してもらえたんですか？ありがとうございます。
いいよ。上の連中は嫌いだけどね。なんやかんや高専で人助けしてた金ちゃんが一番熱かったから。
I mean, as soon as it started, it was clear it would resolve this way.
リンゴンリンゴンリンゴンリンゴンリンゴンリンゴン。プレイヤーによる死滅回。
Yeah, I totally forgot. This is, you know, one of the problems, but so you are the game master. Why are you here? None of the people here are part of the game, right? None of them are part of the game. Why are you telling them that some of the rules changed?
ゆえのルール追加が行われました。ルール9、プレイヤーは他プレイヤーの情報、名前、得点、ルール追加回数、対流コロニーを参照できる。
Interesting. Okay, okay. Not necessarily a rule I had anticipated, but it makes sense. The most important part is probably the points. Or is it? We know that killing another sorcerer gives you 5 points, but it can be more depending on what the game master thinks. And maybe one of the parts is that the more points you have, the more you are worth.
5ポイントが追加されました。
足りねえだろ、殺したんだから。どいつもこいつも貧弱すぎる。400年前の方が幾分マシだった。どこにいる？少な。
得点が200を超えました。100ポイント消費して死滅回遊にルールを追加しますか？
そうか。
I'm assuming this is after the rules? Because he has 200 points, he should be able to add another rule. This guy, I could definitely see him add a rule that is like Skuna has to fight. But he said 400 years ago. Now, he had to set something about spirits that, you know, from previous times that come back, or I don't know if he put the souls of these of these guys in some of the people that get to mark before, or he brought them back somehow. Maybe the game brought them back. But this is one of the reasons why Angel is here. The one that can, you know, get rid of the cube, more or less, of the seal. And Geto also said that all the pacts he made with all of these sorcerers are null and void, because he changed his body. I don't really know exactly how he brought them back, but he is responsible for, as example, him being here. I'm assuming that he was not alive for 400 years, because he should know then that Skuna is back.
名前と強さの基準として得点。
Okay, it's before.
ルール追加すると減っちまうか。じゃあルールの追加回数もだな。それからどこのコロニーにいるか。小金、ルール追加。全プレイヤーの情報を開示させろ。
Again, I don't know if these guys, as example him, if he was a alive for 400 years or if he was brought back. That is the part that I am not sure. Because Geto said something about that. Meaning there could be very strong sorcerer here. Really unsure about her ability, the whole cross-star ability. They tried to explain it multiple times, meaning that it was muddy from the beginning, somewhat, not easy to digest. Also, this is a little bit weird. Here we have them. Oh, here they run away. Okay, never mind. Never mind, they ran away. I don't really know exactly. The only thing we know is that she can manipulate and they can pull them together. We know now, depending on whoever has the bigger curse energy, is the more or less the one that stands still. The other one is getting pulled to him. Okay. I don't know what the stand rally really meant. It seems like it didn't really matter in the end. So, okay. And still, I just don't really, I'm not really a fan of this heroic, I'm a punching bag, and I'm going to convince you by not fighting back. I just saw it a couple too many times. The rule, totally understandable. I also feel like, I mean, he wants to find Sukuna. So that is why he wants to add these rules. If I knew their names and points would demonstrate their strengths, sure. Points go down, so I would need the number of rules they added to. And also which colony they're in. Okay. Now the colony one doesn't really make much sense. The rest it does. He just wants to more or less know who is strong. And the strongest people are the ones with the most points. So he wants to have their points. And the rules they added. Because every rule they added is 100 points. And that is what he wants to know. To know where Sukuna is, I guess. Or he just wants the strong people. He just wants to fight strong people, I guess. Fair enough, fair enough. Maybe he's going to add another rule.